Hey guys, it's Christine. I'm going to show you the garden in June, so let's take a little tour. Okay, we are heading out the front door, and this is my barberry that's looking quite nice. Fiona is interested in playing with her ball, but she's going to come on our tour. So this is one of my containers that's got a Prince Tut, and then a Supertunia Bordeaux, and a dahlia, I don't remember the name of that dahlia, and then a Super Belle, I think that is, and I forget the name of it. Anyway, it's coming along, it's looking okay. Why don't we go this direction? So this is the front of the house, and that's my 9-bark over there, which I wasn't sure was going to survive, but it's looking okay. So we're going to keep it for now. So this is the front garden. I call it the garage garden, but I've got all of my columbine that are in bloom right now, which is really great. They're all kind of self-seeding, and this is from one of these blue columbines that I found in the woods and on the property, and I just keep putting them in, and they just keep self-seeding, and they're all these different colors of purple, which is really cool. So they're very pretty. I forget the name of that grass back there, but yeah, I've got some hostas, different grasses. Mostly the columbines are coming up right now. I have some astilbe. There's an astilbe right there that should be coming up. There's another one kind of back there, and another one just like over there. So those should be coming up. Those are nice pink. Vision in pink is what they're called. And that's my goat's beard, looking really nice. So there are two hostas. There's this hosta right there, and then over here, this is guacamole. I split guacamole, actually both of them, this spring, and somebody, that guy right there, decided he loved the shoots. So I have had to protect this one, so it's looking really gnarly, and I'm hoping, it will come back, but it's really delayed because Angus just decided he just loved chewing on it. So then these are my, oh gosh, what are those? Lady's mantle, yeah, and a heuchera. So coming over to this garden over here, it's kind of a little bit of a rock garden by the garage, or by the driveway. I've got some daylilies and my phlox that's now all past, but they looked really nice when they were in bloom. And then down here I just have some wild geranium, another columbine, but these wild geranium are just coming into bloom, which is really nice. Let's see, okay, up here I've got, this is a little lime hydrangea. That is a Stella d'Oro in red lily. Actually, I'll go to the other side and show you these. But this is a 9-bark Diablo. And then these are Stella d'Oro lilies right here. Another little lime hydrangea, another columbine, and then this is that, it's like a daisy, I forget the name of this daisy, it's like a, what is it? Oh, painted daisy, Robinson's blend in pink, some astilbe, another limelight hydrangea. Back in the distance, that is a willow, Nishiki willow that I planted from a cutting, which is kind of cool. Let me just walk over here to show you this little area that used to just be weeds, and I dug it out and made it into, I just did some different hostas that I divided, and some more Vision in pink astilbe, some daffodils, and yeah, it's looking very nice. Let's see, in here, I'm forgetting now what this is called. Oh, it's Coreopsis moonbeam, that's what that is. And then behind it is a rhododendron that really doesn't do that well, to be honest. I think it's in too much shade, which I thought they liked shade, but that one does not. Anyway, so this garden looks really nice. All right, let me pause and I'm going to move to another garden and keep going. In front of the garage, I just thought I'd show you these containers. So these are my new black, well, they're new. They're not really new. These are some old plastic terracotta pots that I've painted black, and they're really looking nice. Inside of them, I have a fountain grass, purple fountain grass. I have some different impatiens. This is a diamond frost euphorbia. This is like a lime green, I think it's called Caroline, potato vine, and some other, these are a different type of astilbe, I believe. They're doing okay, although everything has been really slow to grow. So I have 3 of these pots, and this one's just starting to, kind of grow a little bit. And then this one on the end is, I don't know, the grass is just not really growing. I don't know why. It gets a lot of sun, so it should do okay, but anyway. Over here is the side kind of looking up into the deck, and so what I did over here, so these are just those tiger lilies along the front, and so those will be a big orange bloom. And then in my boxes, I have Supertunia Vista Bubblegum and Supertunia Royal Purple. So this guy, actually, he fell over. So these guys are looking a little straggly, but I think they're going to bounce back. Over here, this box is looking a little bit better, although it's interesting how the Royal Purple doesn't look quite as robust as the bubblegum. In the corners, what I've done here is I painted, my brother-in-law gave me these trellises, and I painted them black, and I put in some Thunbergia that I'm hoping will grow up along here, which I think that will look really nice. I did 2 of those. So over on this side, you can just see it peeking out. And then in the middle, what I did, and this is an experiment, but so I've got these trellises. Again, I painted these black. These were some old ones that I had, and I thought I'd just try this. So over in here, you can see these pots, this one and that one. These have morning glory seeds that are coming up, and my hope is that they will crawl up and onto these trellises and fill in, hopefully, all 3 of these trellises, so that from back here, if you kind of see, this is my garage, it will hopefully fill in that whole area with some sort of purpley pink morning glory. So we'll see. This is an experiment, so I don't know. All right, I will wait on the deck. I'm going to go over here and show you what I've done. So this is the stone wall by the road, and this had some beautiful tulips this spring that I just today pulled out. We're in mid-June, so this was really late for the tulips, but I finally pulled them out. They were gone, and I have planted zinnias. So I have like 15 different varieties of zinnias that I just planted. So again, I'm a little late on doing this. Normally these would be in the ground by the end of May, but we've had so much rain and I've had a lot of projects, so they just didn't get in the ground. So we shall see how these do. Anyway, we're going to walk down. I'll walk along the the wall here, the fence line, and show you what we've got going. So this is a Rose of Sharon that my brother-in-law gave me as a cutting, and it seems to be doing well. So hopefully it will keep doing well. In the background is a bachelor's button. Got a few of those growing. These are some lilies that should be coming up shortly. I think they're Happy Returns or Hyperion, one of those. This is, I believe, a snake root that I captured some little transplants that I found them in a different garden. So I've planted them here, and they should be really pretty later in the year. That was a trillium down there that is just about gone, but it's quite pretty. Some more lilies, and then I have 5 PG hydrangeas. These were humongous, and just this spring I decided to cut these way back. They were flopping way over this fence, which looked beautiful, but to be honest, I felt like they were getting tired. The blooms, there were millions of blooms on them, but they were just dragging the whole plant down. So I thought I better cut it back, and it seems to be rebounding just fine. So hopefully that will be okay. In the background is a peony, and I don't know what it is. It's a white, an early one, so that's just blooming, looking beautiful. And then over here we have daisies, just regular Shasta daisies, and behind them I have coneflowers. So when these all bloom together, it looks really beautiful. It's just a big wash of color, and the pollinators absolutely love this area. Then I have my bearded iris. These are just the regular, blue. I found these in an old garden on the property years ago, and I've just kept dividing them and multiplying them. But they have these yellow ones that apparently are an invasive, which I didn't really know that until a couple of years ago. So they keep popping up, and I guess I'm supposed to get rid of them. I kind of think they're pretty, but I do notice in another area that they are starting to take over. So this is a fall sunflower. It is, what is it? I always forget the name. Heliopsis Summer Nights. So it's beautiful. It's got these dark stems, and it'll come out with these beautiful yellow, kind of an orangey yellow flower. And then this is my bridal wreath spirea, looking gorgeous, and it's all in bloom right now, which is so pretty. In the background there is a baptisia, which looks really great. These things are wonderful plants. You cannot move them. I tried, and it does not work. So pick a place and leave it there, and they will do well for years. Another PG hydrangea. And then this is another swath of daisies and coneflowers on both sides of the fence. And then here we've got a grass. This is a switchgrass Cloud 9 that really looks beautiful in the fall. And then these are a pink daylily. I don't know the name of them. And then in the back we have, in the way back there's another baptisia, but in front of them are just a garden flax. It's sort of that typical pink color. I found them in an old garden on the property, and I've just been kind of multiplying. They just pop up everywhere. So more PG, and in the background more of the Heliopsis. And then this is a daylily, and I don't know the name of it, but it's a beautiful bright orange, and they're huge, really tall. They're probably 36 inches. Really gorgeous stems on them. So love them. In the back, in the reddish kind of purpley, is a Joe Pye weed, a chocolate Joe Pye weed, which will bloom in the early fall, which is great. This is a Ilex, what is it? Berry Heavy is what, I'm just going to go down here. I put these signs in, which is really great. Ilex reticulata Berry Heavy. So, so this gets these beautiful red berries in the fall into the winter, and this thing was tiny when I got it, and it's huge now. So, and it likes kind of a wet area, which this is, so that's always good. Got some spiderwort in there. This kind of area I just sort of let go. It's where all of our water sort of drains into there's a drain hole down there. So all the water that kind of comes from the property drains into this area. So it gets wet, and I don't do a whole lot here, but I do have more daisies. And then behind them I have bee balm that's coming up. So I kind of let this naturalize itself. A bunch of weeds. Another PG hydrangea. This lily is a new one called Ruby Spider. That should be pretty. It's never bloomed for me. I just put it in last year. This is more of the Heliopsis. This is my original patch of Heliopsis, looking really beautiful. This is my huge fleece flower. This thing is probably, you can't tell right from here, but it's about 8 feet tall and about probably 6 feet wide. It's humongous. And it just loves this spot. Down here we have some Monarda. This is called Coral Reef, and this is new from last year, so it hasn't bloomed yet, so I'm excited to see what it will look like. A couple more just daylilies that have kind of sprouted that I've just planted over here. I think they're probably happy returns, and I'm not sure what this one is. Another PG hydrangea. This is a daylily that has a red color, and I don't know the name of it. This was one of the first plants I ever bought when I when I moved in here 12 years ago, and bought one plant, and now there's our 7 big ones that could stand to be divided. So they're gorgeous. And then this, oh my goodness, this is my Nishiki willow. Look at how big this is. I mean, this thing is humongous. And I just got it as like a 3-gallon pot, probably, I don't know, 5 years ago, and it's just huge. I love it. Over here are a few different lilacs. They did not really bloom that well this year. Only one of them bloomed. I had cut them back pretty heavily last year because they were looking not so great. So I think I must not have done that right, because I got a few blooms on this far one over here, but they weren't really that good. Anyway, I'm hoping that they'll be better later. I don't know if you can pick up the sound in the background, but I've got a group of, I think they're cedar waxwings that are flying around, making a lot of noise. And then here in the background, over here, is some 9-bark, beautiful 9-bark, that I can maybe look at later. But I'm going to come around, I'm going to walk up the road now on the other side of the fence, because there's a few other kinds of plants. And sorry for the jerkiness. I have a Osmo little doohickey that I usually use, but it's not working right now, so it's my hands are a little shaky. That is a red twig dogwood below the Nishiki. I think it looks pretty. Some more of my bearded iris, and so you can see these yellow ones are kind of starting to take over. So I might need to label them, like put little markers on them or something, and then I think I might try to pull them out just so that they don't completely take over. So look at this guy. He is huge. I mean, he's just so pretty. He loves this spot. I've got some more phlox, and this area is a little bit messy. I've got some weeding to do. Right here is a little peony that I planted. We'll see how it does. This is its first bloom this year. And in the background we have some Rudbeckia Indian Summer that should be coming up hopefully soon. And then this is the front area of that ditch that I was showing you. And so, as I said, this area I just kind of let naturalize. So I have some evening primrose that should be blooming soon, and that Monarda and the daisies in the background. And then over here, some weeds, but we've got some lilies and some spiderwort. And then this is a goat's beard, looking quite nice and just about to bloom. More daylilies, and there's the Joe Pye weed from the front. There's more of my false sunflower. In the front, these big mounds are wild geranium, which I, again, found in like a crazy little garden. And I've just kept dividing them, and they just keep multiplying and looking beautiful. Here are the daisies and the coneflowers. Another, I think that is a snake root. I think that's a snake root in the back. Another baptisia. Here's that bridal wreath spirea from the front. And this is a beautiful peony. I don't know which one this is, but it was a gift to my brother and his husband years ago, and then when they moved here to Stowe, they gave it back to me. They didn't really have a place for it, so I took it, and it's just looking gorgeous. Some columbine. This bush, this is a spirea, I think. What is this? Spirea thunbergi ogon. I don't know what to do with it. It's just not, I don't know. It's kind of a mess. It's pretty, but it's not quite, it just doesn't really have a nice habit. I don't really like it. Anyway, so there are my bearded iris again, some more Rudbeckia, or no, Echinacea. That is going to be a white swan right there. When that comes up, this is more daisy. Here are more of the painted daisies, Robinson blend, and more daisies in the background. There's this beautiful peony that is in bloom. It closes up at night and then it opens back up in the morning. This is a little Sweet William that I got out of my garden, my veggie garden actually, not really, it was veggie and flower, and I have actually torn it out to put in a new cutting garden that I'll show you. More of the painted daisies in the background. That's a woodland phlox that's just about done. Got some black-eyed Susans and some creeping phloxes down here. These are more Echinacea. This is a fleece flower that's just a baby, so hopefully he'll get nice and big. And then this is an Echinacea raspberry truffle that will hopefully start to bloom actually pretty soon. And it looks like my daylilies are starting to get buds. And the bachelor button. So, all right, we're gonna switch gears and go to the front garden. I'll show you that. So we're walking into the yard, and that big empty area with the boulders in it was a big jungle up until a couple of weeks ago. We have had it cleared, and I'm in the process of making it into a really nice garden area. So I'll get a little closer and show it to you shortly, but in the background is my new cutting garden that is fenced in because we do have deer. So if I want the flowers to live, that's what I need. Here's our deck, and I moved all of our veggies to the deck, so I've got just some patio planters. But let me just show you what's going on here in the front. Actually, right here is I'm doing some snap peas, and in the background of those black pots is some basil and some cilantro. Down here, we've got some peppers. That's a clethra. This is a new clethra that I am really excited for it to bloom because they smell awesome. And this is a little bit of Swiss chard right in front that I thought I would just give a try to. Here are some daisies in pots that I actually need to give away. So this year, actually last fall, I dug out my dahlias and I wintered them over. And this is the first year that I've actually been able to put dahlias in the ground early. So I potted these up probably in February. So I put them out in May, and one of them back here actually has a bud. Okay, so we are June 16th or so, and we have a bud on a dahlia. Okay, I'm in zone 4. I'm in Stowe, Vermont. This never happens. So I'm very excited. And then in the background, just up here, these are all different kinds of beans. So we've got pole beans that are going to go up these trellises, and then I have some bush beans in front of them. So this is a little bit of an experiment to see how this works. But yeah, hopefully this will work. I've got some, oh my gosh, what do we have here? We've got some lupin, right, lupin. And then I just bought a new hydrangea. This is a limelight hydrangea. That's Angus in the background. And then these are my Diamond Rouge hydrangeas in the front. And I've got a lily. I've got, this is a Bar Harbor juniper, some more geranium. These are some echinacea. This is a delphinium that my brother-in-law gave me, so I'm really excited to see it bloom. It did not bloom last year, so I'm excited. In the pot back there is some mint that I got from my old veggie garden. I pulled it out before we tore out everything. Some more lupin and some David phlox. And way in the back there is a foxglove. You can kind of see it looks like it's got a stalk coming up. This is a Ruby Tears weeping crab that looked absolutely gorgeous a few weeks ago. Let's see. In the background, we have, that is some oregano. That's another lupin. I forget what this is. It's another, I think it's a juniper, really pretty. Here's one of my columbine that I did these from seed a couple years ago, so this is the first year that it's blooming. This hydrangea, I believe, is a Pinky Winky. Not totally sure, but I think that's what it is. And then we've got some more echinacea. This is another peony that I hope to see blooming. I don't think it's going to bloom this year, maybe next year. This is more echinacea. This is called Starlight. This is a sedum. This is Autumn Joy sedum. This is a rhododendron. This one is called Nova Zemba. It was really pretty. It's just passed, but I had one in here and it did not survive this winter. So I bought a new one. I'm trying again, and we'll see what happens. I threw in a little white pumpkin. We're going to see if this actually will grow. We've had so much rain and kind of cool weather that I don't know if it will do well. Back in the background, that's some more tiger lily. This is just crazy area. These are some lilacs, and then this little island has lilacs and some ferns and some daylilies. I do have a bleeding heart that actually has gotten quite big. It looks really nice. Some evening primrose back here, and back here we've got more columbine. This is sort of my little staging area. And then these are some, I think they're oriental lilies. There's a really dark one and a light one, so they're kind of black and white. And hopefully the deer will not discover these. All right, we're gonna go, so this is this new garden area that is going in. So this is gonna take me probably the whole summer to fill this in, but that's okay, that's the fun of it. So of course this is all grass that got torn out, so bear with us while we hopefully get that grass going again. So I just put in, I've never grown, well, this is a Nishiki willow, which of course I have the big huge guy way back down there, but this one is going to fill in this spot, and then this one, and over here, this are, what are these? These are those, I just forget, what did I buy? Oops, no, where's the tag? Oh gosh, they're the, oh, now I'm going to forget their name. They have beautiful pink blooms, wine and roses, but what's the name on it? Where's the tag? What's it called? Wine and roses. All right, well, I'll think of the name and post it if I can. But it's, Weigela. That's what I'm trying to say. Weigela. So yeah, so I've never had these before, but I think these will be really pretty in this area. And then I have big plans for like ornamental trees and shrubs to go in this area. There's Angus keeping watch. And then this is, I'm excited about this. This is a purple fountain beech, a weeping purple fountain beech. So I just planted it, and that is its habit, is to kind of droop like that. But this actually should get about 15 feet tall and wide, so it's going to fill in, kind of this whole area. And then over in this area, I plan to put in a blue spruce, and I've got, other plans for some different ornamentals to fill in this whole area. So as I said, this is going to take a little while. So there's not a whole lot going on right now in the cutting garden. I have just put in some starts and some seeds, but basically I have 10 beds that are 4 by 10, and the plan is to get these all planted up. I am getting some drip irrigation put in, so hopefully this area will really just be dedicated to my cutting gardens. All right, so over here I will show you, this is my blue garden. So I am attempting to do like a themed garden, and this one is, everything in it is blue or purple. So we will see how this goes, but basically what we have a few, I think this is a this is a Bar Harbor juniper down here, and I think that's a gray owl juniper, and then we have an assortment. We do have limelight, little limes, hydrangeas. We have 3 of them there, and over there. And then this mugo pine is new. I had a Blue Point juniper and it died. So I'm trying a mugo pine to see if that does better in that spot. It's kind of on a deep slope, so I think it dried out. But anyway, we have some bachelor's buttons. We have irises kind of in the back that should be blooming soon. I have some sage, kind of little tiny sage back there, and another sage. Where is it? Yep, it's right there. I don't remember what this is, but it's got a blue flower. This is a Siberian iris. And I've got a couple columbine in here. So I've got other things to put in. Oh, this is a Baptisia. I didn't think it survived, but it finally did come up. So I don't know. I guess it'll probably put on a few blooms this year, but hopefully this will fill in over the years and get nice and big and fill in this spot. And then I have this area down here that I still need to figure out what I want to put in there. So, and then, yeah, everything along here, all the place where you see the straw, we've reseeded. This big pile of boulders is going to get moved around a bit, and then someday this area will get addressed. But for now, it's just going to stay kind of a mess. I have one more garden to show you, and then I think that will probably be it. So let me go over to that garden and keep going. So before we get to the last garden, this is my raspberry patch. So it looks pretty good. Everything's coming in nicely. Usually I have a crop by 4th of July, and we're right now in mid-June. So, excuse me, so I think we're on track to do that. I've got 4 rows, and yeah, we'll see. Okay, so now if I look down this way, so this is another garden that we just put in last year, and Angus, easy. So I've kind of kept with the limelight theme, so I've got little lime hydrangea. Oh no, these aren't little limes, sorry. But these are, I think these are Diamond Rouge hydrangeas. There's 1, 2, and a third one over there. And then up here we've got, this is a 9-bark Center Glow. I've got 2 of those. And then right here in the middle I have a smoke bush. It's a royal purple smoke bush, which I've never grown before, so I'm pretty excited. Over here is a really beautiful pink azalea. It actually didn't bloom well this year because I had to cut it way back when I dug this whole garden out last year. So hopefully next year it will rebound. And then around it is a bunch of spiderwort that I don't know why I thought it would be okay to leave it there, but it really doesn't look very good. So I'm probably going to tear all that out. And then I also am trying for the first time roses. So I planted 5 roses in this area last year, and this is one of them. I forget which one this is. Let me come around the side and see what it is. Angus, it's all right. So this one is called High Voltage, and it does have several buds on it. So I had to cut this way back to the ground, so I'm psyched to see buds. I wasn't really sure if these were going to survive, but it looks like they are. I'm going to show you another one. Down here, this one is Champagne Wishes. This one, I don't know if it needs a little more light. I mean, it's growing, but it's kind of slow. Then over here, I have, this one's called My Girl, and it's, again, it's growing. I don't see any buds on it. Up here we have Calypso, and this has definitely got a lot of growth on it, but no buds yet. And then over here, this one is called Paint the Town, and I do see a couple of buds starting. So we're going to see. This is, again, kind of an experiment with the roses. Really haven't done this before, but I'm liking the way this area is coming along. It needs to be weeded a bit. I think, just take that spiderwort right out. But anyway, we shall see. I definitely have room to put some more plants in here, so I will probably be working on that at some point. But, it's all a process. my focus this summer is on getting the major plantings in over here. So you can see, like, this is where I want that blue spruce to go. And I've got, I think over in this area, I'm going to do a couple of other weeping evergreens. And then down in this area, I think I'm going to put like some bobo hydrangea and just some other shrubs and low growing things. You get a nice view of it from our living room and our bedroom windows, so it's pretty prominent for us. Anyway, that is the garden tour. I've got a couple of other areas. I've got a few things going on. I've got some more dahlias planted kind of way in the back, but I'm not going to bother. We're starting to lose light. But anyway, this is my garden. It's a work in progress, but that's the fun of gardening, right? Yeah, and it's a beautiful evening, beautiful June evening in Stowe, Vermont, Zone 4, and yeah, I'm enjoying it. So happy gardening, everyone, and we'll see you in the next video.